Let me show you something. Sorry. Kind of behind my back, so it's hard to film. Can you hear the clapping? The kind of like... My back is being painfully microwaved. Can you hear the clicking? The intensity is not very high, but there is these extra clicking sounds. Well, that's actually really painful. That's really painful. That is extremely painful. Now this is what an attack sounds like. This was an attack and it's extremely painful. They're also at the same time shooting stuff into my side. I'm trying to show you, like roughly there. Can you see that? The brief flashes. That seems to be bouncing off the back of the aluminium at the back because it's drilling straight into my back. There you go, you saw a flash. I just have to point it right. I'm sorry. Oh God. Oh, it's very, very hard. Sorry, I'm trying. I'm sorry about the jitter, but you saw these kind of like flashes and you saw the brutal attack. So what's happening is that you saw an attack full intensity. I'm sitting at my desk. The shielding isn't there. I mean, one shielding panel is here. And that's because I just came in. So this morning I, got ready and the shielding panels are still in my bedroom. And here I had to put this shielding panel on because through the door, you can see there's another door. And then through the living room, the dining room, through a window, I can see another house. And I'm being attacked from that house. So I put this there because they were microwaving my forehead up here. So I put this panel on and now they're shooting here along up against this. And I think they're using a back reflection because my back started being drilled into. So this is how bit by bit you can figure out what is happening. So that house is definitely a beam line. They have to go through not even a wall, just a window and 2 wooden doors of maybe 2 centimeter thickness. And so I get shot at from there, and then as soon as I put this on, the shielding panel, my forehead wasn't microwaved anymore, and suddenly it was my back. And that's just classical, that they just use a back reflection. And then once I'm done with this game of trying to block myself from that line, they start up another beam line on the other house where the black goat is. I mentioned the black goat in my on my website under the day after the assassination attempt. There was a black goat, a life-size black goat that appeared on a prominent place on a flat roof opposite my house, a flat roof that I can see from pretty much anywhere in the house. And so there are 2 or 3 corrupted neighbors where these places are put, and from there I'm being assaulted quite brutally. It's very interesting because in the beginning I went around a couple of neighbors' houses and I drew attention to the fact that I'm being attacked. Whilst I was talking to a lady outside her room, I should actually upload that video, as I was standing with my hands by my side, I was microwaved on the back of my arm, essentially here. So if my arm is hanging down by my side, you can actually see this. And a guy walking past me at the time, literally just walked past and just held something onto my arm, and it literally caused a massive bruise. So I was just microwaved, either from this guy who just walked past or from a window behind me as I was talking to this lady. But that was quite shocking. And then when I spoke to the lady, she pretended like not to know anything about it and so on. But there were some very, very curious things in the conversation, because essentially I asked her about the homes. One of them was this house that's a rooftop flat where the goat was placed outside, and I asked her, does she know who lives there? And I asked her about another house that from where I'm being shot at, essentially when I'm standing in my kitchen, and also that's the house that can shoot at me when I'm at my desk. And she said, oh yes, those are very good friends of hers. And then we talked for a while, and then there was a phone call, and she got the phone call, and then she kind of looked over to me suspiciously. And already then I thought, oh man, another bit of street theater. That was kind of like my gut feeling from how she suddenly behaved. And then she made some notes in the diary, and then was very, very keen to tell me what exactly was in the phone call. And then she said, oh, it's just those friends we just talked about. So the person with the goat, the other person who I think, I'm being shot at from that lady's house, and her, they're going to meet up for lunch. And they call themselves the Bermuda Triangle. So again, you think, okay, it's those two ladies and then another, female lawyer who lives on the other side of my building. But I think from her house it's kind of hard to shoot at me, unless, someone put something up in her tree, or, I don't know. But again, this is the sort of nonsense you have to deal with. And these people are just so, I don't know, it's just so stupid. That's basically the hallmark of the intelligence agencies. If it's utterly gormless and so dumb you can't make this shit up, in my experience, that's basically organized by them. So anyway, you saw another live attack or some, flashes. This is what I'm being shot at now that I've come back from the embassy. And I'm trying to just, work in my office. And basically what you saw, the flash that you saw by my side. And sorry about the jitter in the beginning. It's extremely hard to film when you're just holding the camera and the measuring device behind your back. But those are extremely painful pencil beams being drilled in. And again, the measuring device is the EMFields Acousticom 2. It's measuring between 200 megahertz and 8 gigahertz. And, units are volts per meter, from 0.01 up to 6, and this device saturates at 6. So when you saw the really loud attack where it was howling at 6 volts per meter, that is agonizingly painful. So I was holding it into the beam. The beam, goes either by it sideways, but it was going there and then back into my back, and it is extremely painful. It is extremely painful. It takes your breath away, basically, the first time you get hit by this. And they just keep shooting at me non-stop. So these are our proud military men. They literally, now they are down to mutilating women. And that's basically it. That is military intelligence in the 21st century. So enough. This is the update from the newest abuse live.